Hello everyone, and welcome to my Emmerdale news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tom was arrested and charged with coercive and controlling behavior in Emmerdale tonight. Praise be. The police are investigating as he continued to lie, and we are crossing our fingers that they will soon uncover the truth and bring Belle to justice. Emmerdale, please, please. Tom was about to leave the hospital when he was detained for using coercive and controlling behavior, and the cops took him to the station. Cheers. Let's hope that this makes things even worse for the little weasel. He sought to retract his story almost away, saying that he had lied about being mugged and that Belle was the one who did it. When he learned that Belle had turned in the weapon and admitted to the attack, his face lit up like a painting. Yes, this is very wonderful. Tom then proceeded as usual, blaming her illogical behavior and mental condition. He accused her of being upset and referred to him as ugly and useless. We would have called him worse, to be honest. In addition, he said that she physically attacked him on the street, pushing and hurling objects at him. This man's gall is something else entirely. Tom genuinely thinks he will get away with this. Well done, James Chase, for producing the least endearing man on TV. When questioned about his lies, Tom lied even more. Even though he maintained it was to keep her safe, he was compelled to acknowledge that he had installed a camera. If he had saved the video to support his allegations of domestic abuse, DS Foy wanted to know. Tom's electrical equipment is being seized by the authorities, and we hope he hasn't erased anything and gets caught red-handed. Once he had figured out what was going on back in the hamlet, Jimmy had told Belle that her falsehoods would not be believed. Nicola told him to take a bubble bath with her chamomile to help him cool down after he lost his cool. Surely, that will solve everything? While having a conversation with his lawyer back in the interview room, Tom acknowledged that there was video. He made the mistake of admitting there were multiple cameras, but he still denied it was abusive. He disclosed to his lawyers that the video was on a tablet in a zombie case that his cousin Carl was using at home at the time. The tablet has not yet been taken by the police, and we know Tom will get his hands on it the following week. Is there, however, enough evidence against him to find him guilty? He's finally got the hang of it. Has he lied with too much finesse to be taken seriously? Is it time to remove Tom from office? We sincerely hope that this is the case. Moira, who was cleared yesterday of any involvement in the sheep escape, insisted she is capable of working alone. The sheep eventually all fell, though. They had eaten paint that Moira had inadvertently placed in their feeding trough. Mac was quite displeased and unkind to his sister. She informed him that she had murdered her son's sheep and that she owed him an apology. In addition, he informed her that she could no longer work in her agricultural land, which she possesses. Whether it's in his best interests or not, he should keep in mind that he is only an employee. Utterly devastated, Moira sobbed and said that her tumor was robbing her of everything. Mac acknowledged that his tone had been inappropriate, but he also expressed concern for her. She agreed to quit working and sobbed in his arms. After John refused, Aaron stole the keys and began packing the smart watches into his vehicle. Since John was at work all day, Aaron insisted everything was okay. Cut to John and Liam chatting about how John had the afternoon off. Can you see where this is headed, everyone? Indeed, John exposed him and gave him the riot act. However, a brief retreat to the rear of the van sufficed as an apology, and everything returned to normal. It appears like they are sharing a bed. Informally. However, Ella misses Liam and longs to be exclusive once more. He consented to try it out. It appears that he swiftly moved past her history as a child killer. However, he declined her lunch invitation at Bun in a Million, opting instead to consume a head-sized onion ring. It's difficult to turn down such an offer, but Liam did. We think that sounds fantastic. It seems he was going to a murder mystery event and didn't think Ella would be suitable because of her history of killing people. It wasn't entirely lost on him back then. Tom King was shown tonight, Monday, October 7th, in Emmerdale retrieving his tablet with the damning evidence on it. Carl stood there and watched him trash it. Jai and Charles, meanwhile, were trading jabs in the hamlet after it was discovered that Laurel and Charles had shared a bed. Tom saw an opening to seize Isaac by himself. Before telling Isaac that the tablet was at home and that he knew where the extra key was kept, he intimidated Isaac. Tom later gained access to Butler's farm, but Maddie forced him to hide. Tom once raised a candlestick and got ready to strike Maddie over the head with it, since that's how normal people would respond. Luckily, Moira called Maddie, and he left. Belle inquired again of Moira whether she could recall what she had seen prior to her seizure, but Moira's response remained firmly negative. Belle meets Tom while she is walking home. Tom wouldn't give up, telling her that she would go to jail and not him, even though he was breaking his bail conditions. "Give it some thought," he urged. "I'll explain everything to you, please." A reputable local veterinarian with no criminal history, a clean reputation, and membership in the community. Not to mention the lack of any supporting data. "Allow me to explain. For what you've done to me, you're going to be sent down and imprisoned for an extremely lengthy period. Simply observe." Speaking of evidence, after regaining the tablet, Tom proceeded to trash it. He decided to do this outside in the midst of the village, where everyone could see him, including his young cousin Carl, who had a front row seat through the window, rather than in the seclusion of his own house. Will it, however, benefit Belle? Jai couldn't help but teasing Charles when she saw him in the village, saying, "Managed to keep yourself out the congregation's knickers?" In addition, he insulted Laurel by implying that she had a thing for vicars and threatened to inform the bishop. Charles challenged Jai, but Manpreet intervened before things got out of control. After that, Manpreet had some thoughts of her own and advised Charles to act in a way that was appropriate for his position. Charles later informed Laurel that their relationship should end because things were too confusing. Laurel claimed that everything was all right, but her expression made it obvious that she wasn't. In an attempt to mend their relationship after their recent falling out, Will invited Jimmy around for a lad's day. When Kim got home, she said the place smelled like a kebab shop. Will opened his beer can, determined to irritate Kim, and it fizzled all over the mirror. This amused Will more than a guy of his age should have, maybe. Nevertheless, we're talking about Kim Tate, and nobody can outdo Kim. She descended the stairs in her finest attire, unlocked the door, and welcomed her financial counselor Peter inside. "I apologize for any noise you may hear later, I'll be late." While Jimmy sat there collecting flies, she said to Will, "Not sure I'll be able to keep it quiet." John received an apology from Arthur for his false claims of having slept with him. He claimed he did it to project maturity. Laurel expressed her regret to John for not believing him as well. However, after returning home and still in shock by the vicar's rejection, Laurel informed Arthur that an apology would not be sufficient and that he had to accept responsibility for his conduct. Billy gave Don some cash somewhere else and said it was from a client. But before it was revealed that he had boxing gloves in his luggage, he flinched in agony when she gave him a hug. Nothing in the Dales keeps a secret for very long, and it's obvious that he's hiding something. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.